Okay, we're in Florida, Fort Pierce, Florida. Summer, it's July 14th, I think, 2023. Gonna do a boat tour. Now, the green hoses going into the water tanks, that's to capture rainwater on both sides. This time of year in Florida, we get a lot of rainwater on that hardtop. So I'll show you more of that a little bit later. I'm going to show you one of the storage compartments. These are the foredecks. Now the trampoline is, I don't know, 3 years old. It's in very good shape. It's got a Bogwa anchor. You probably never heard of that, but they're an awesome anchor. Very simple, but it works every day. Okay. This is the crash compartment, one on each side, holds all the lines. I fiberglassed in a floor down there you can stand on. You got these steps to go down, and then you got shelving, and it'll hold a lot of stuff. So, very convenient. Hold your spare parts and stuff up there. Has a secondary fortress anchor. So if there are situations where the Bogwa doesn't grab, if you're in a really soupy mud, the fortress does a little better job. All the standing rigging is brand new, and I guess you can't really see it, but the let's see, we put in Stay-Lock fittings. So when they sold me new rigging, it's got like $10,000 worth of brand new standing rigging. They sold me new rigging that we use Stay-Lock fittings. Now I don't have those cotter pins tucked away correctly, but that's because, you know, we just crossed the Atlantic, and I've done a couple of adjustments on it. I'll probably curl those in. I've got the rigging right just the way I want it, so it's perfect. So let's see. It's got a MacPack lazy jack system. All right, and new halyard line. That's the dark blue line there. New jib lines. It has a whisker pull for downwind running. You know, people think they need these huge whisker pulls. You don't. This is perfect for this boat. Works on both sides. This is a downwind machine. It's just great. So, it's hot this summer, so we're kind of covered up here a little bit. Actually put sheets, white cloth under the screens here to really block the sun. And let's see, I guess there's not much else to tell you. The boom vang there is nothing that we really use. It's not necessary on this boat, but it's there as a decoration. So it's like that rusty barbecue grill tank. Well, you know, if it ever runs out of propane, I'll get a new tank. It just never seems to run out. The grill works great, but you know what? I got this kind of grill because it doesn't leak grease. I had one of them pretty chrome ones, and it leaked grease all over the boat because the spot welds around the base of it. So I took it and threw it away. It was a West Marine deal. This little cheap Walmart grill has just been awesome. Dinghy's in great shape. 10 horsepower Mercury motor. It's a Mercury dinghy. Wonderful. All the cushions are pretty new. I'd say they're not more than 2 years old. You got a freezer there under the helm station. The life raft is a 4-person life raft, and it's good till 4 of 25. So it was just recertified last year, just before we did our Atlantic crossing over to Europe. Fish cleaning station back here, and it's got a freshwater rinse right here, so you can clean your clean your fishies. It's got a little drain. It drains the blood out where it doesn't get all over the boat. Very nice. Just show you, this is the sugar scoop. Doesn't have much in it right now, but there's some stuff down there. Anyway, the autopilot mechanism never missed a beat, all the way across the ocean and all the way back. That motor runs gorgeous on there. It's got a little boarding ladder on the back here, so I'll show you that. Okay, there you go. Okay, rod holder. We just, you know, our brushes and stuff like that go up here. And some fishing rod holder up there. All of the electronics work. Wind speed and direction. We're not in very deep water, only 1.3 feet. Okay, so heading 171, which correlates pretty close to our magnetic compass. You can see that. Chart plot, we've got charts for most of the East United States. Now what I did was I took the AIS off the chart plotter and put it on a wireless tablet. Okay, so I don't know if you can see that or not, but the AIS is on its own wireless tablet. You just charge it. There's a charge port on the side down here. So marine radio, spare marine radio. There's also a spare marine radio antenna in the basement, which I will show you. Not the antenna, but I'll show you the basement. Nice little corner table there. We could put two, but it just seems like it would crowd the place out. This is the freezer. Works great. Lots of ice cream, lots of fish. Really works good. The door here is brand new. So it had crazed, I guess you call it, crazed. And so we put a new door on it. Alright. There you go. It kind of, if you do it right, it shuts automatically. There's a latch up here that right there. So anyway, the salon floor is, we just refinished it with new varnish. I think it's very pretty. It's got a stainless steel, this is stainless steel compression post, and then it's got a great big fiberglass beam that goes down in here that ties the two sides together. And when this thing is offshore, there is no flex. I mean, it's really a strong boat. If you look at some of our other videos, it really shows that this thing is a monster when it comes to taking on the water. Now here's the radar, and then what you can do is, see, this couch is nice and straight, so it's not a moon-shaped curved couch. So you can lay out here and you can watch TV, or you can watch the radar, and then you set the radar to like a 3-mile limit, and anything comes within 3 miles, the alarms go off, and you know, says, hey, pay attention to me. Alright, so we have a down kitchen. Now, some people don't want a down kitchen, but let me tell you something. If you get an up kitchen, you don't get counter space like this. So if you're preparing a big meal for people, this is the way to go. And there's the Admiral. Say hi, Gail.
Hi.
You didn't even say hi, Gail.
No, I decided not to be funny.
Okay. This is a pantry in the master head, and you can actually stack cans in here 2 and 3 high. When we crossed the Atlantic, there were no pots and pans in here. It was stacked full of food, and it holds a ton of food. So 3 levels. And let's see, this is the basement. Now, hey Gail, will you bring me down the big flashlight? It's right behind you, I think, up there. I'm gonna have her bring down the flashlight so you can see in here a little better. It really kind of ends up being a junk collecting. Shine a light in there for me. all the way in. There we go. Now that's the other table, so that, you know, we have just the little table up, but there's that other table. There is a spare mainsail on this boat, and so some of those parts that are in there for the sail, the battens, are taped up there. And so anyway, this just gives you a ton of storage. And the main fuel tank, shine that all the way back there again. That's the 50-gallon fuel tank. Now this boat has, with the jerry cans that I'm including, this boat has 1,000 nautical miles of range on fuel. Okay, that's good. I'm gonna close that. All right. Now the master head is big, so it's got a regular RV 12-volt refrigerator and freezer, and with that big freezer out there, and this is made by Norcold, and I think they're available at West Marine. It's a very nice addition instead of the ice box. And the freezer, yeah, the freezer's down here on the bottom, so yeah. Solar does a great job keeping up with the freezers. Here's another pantry. This step right here, let's see if I can operate the camera and open that up. Now on our trip, this is a huge compartment, and on our trip it was full of food and supplies, so it's mainly empty containers now. So there we go. Okay, 50-gallon water tank under this cushion, and there's another one on the other side. Custom cabinets in all of the staterooms, so you have cabinet space up there behind the headboard, and then it's got TV in the master, and then a fan, and we cover the skylight with cloth, give it shade. It's hot, so we're trying to give it shade here. The salon is very roomy, and if you have the windows open, it's very airy, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Yep. It does not give you that caved feeling. Now this side's all closed in because it's morning and the sun's just blazing in. The air conditioning's working. Washer dryer here. We do not use that in rough water. It's a LG. It has worked flawlessly and still works perfect. But if we're out there offshore and it's banging and rough, we don't run the washer dryer. It can run off the inverter or the generator. This is one of the spare bedrooms. Oh, you know what? I didn't even show them the motor on the other side. I'll have to go back and do that. Okay. This is a water maker. It's not computer controlled. Everything is just manual valves. I can't tell you how often we run into people whose computer controlled water makers have decided that something's out of balance and we're not going to make any water today. When you're crossing the Atlantic, that is not acceptable. You need water every day. So we would make about 100 gallons of water every 3 days. Everybody on board takes nice long hot showers. This boat is made for comfort. Unlimited fresh water, unlimited electricity. This is the pump right here for the hot water, and I rebuilt it with all new parts in the head in November, just before leaving Spain. This is a Volvo MD 2030. Runs good. You know, it's I bought it, I upgraded the motor from an 18 horse to these 30 horsepower motors, and very happy that I did. It really gives the boat a lot more maneuverability in tight places, and if you're fighting wind and current and everything else, it's just nice to have that extra horsepower, that's for sure. So the 18 horse motors just wouldn't even get out of its own way. It's just not enough horsepower. Anyway, okay, here we go. Let me see. Oh, that kind of made a mess. Anyway, okay, sorry about that. Okay, here's the generator. This is a 5,500 watt diesel generator. We just put $1,000 in it. Brand new exhaust manifold, brand new water pump. I got a spare drive belt for the generator part, but I haven't installed it because, you know, this one's still working, so I'm reluctant to replace. New filters. We change the oil in all of our motors every 100 hours. So all the oil is pretty fresh. This is one of the battery compartments. So I run 12 volt lead acid golf cart batteries. So they're bigger than a normal deep cycle battery, and there's 6 of them. There's 2 of them right there. We have 1200 amp hours of battery power. Okay. This big white panel here is just access to the back of the washer dryer. It's got a galvanic isolator. Each solar panel has its own controller. So let's see. This is the office. We'll leave these little cloth bookcases behind, but we'll take all the junk that's in them. And here's the office. And here's me with my crew. That's me right up there. All right, let's see. And this is the guest head. And here is the guest bedroom. Now, this room has just an 8-inch mattress, memory foam. I didn't point it out, but the master bedroom has a 11-inch memory foam mattress. So you sink into that. Now this is another water tank, 50 gallons on this side. And I use this as my tool storage over here on this side. So it makes a very nice tool storage. I'm kind of big into tools. I'm a mechanic by trade, so you know, it's just what I do. Fix things, you know. So there's also these little nightstand deals here. So okay, let me show you the motor on the port side, and then I think our tour will be complete. So yeah, we're waiting on a guy to come look at the boat. I did open the pantry and the bathroom, yeah, and the front pantry up here. Oh, and you already opened the motor. Now this motor is freshly rebuilt, and it's a Perkins M30, and here's the deal. The Volvo M2030 is actually built on this engine. So this is the Perkins, and it even says on the Volvo on the other side that this is a Perkins engine. So the M2030 is the same engine. The parts are interchangeable. Now both engines have the shaft drive, and I don't know if you can see that or not, but they got the Volvo seals, which are awesome, awesome, awesome. I've had a lot of boats. Those Volvo drive shaft seals are great. And by the way, it's a drive shaft boat. It's not it's not a sail drive boat, so you don't have to pull the boat out all the time, and you can run a lot of years without pulling the boat out, as long as you don't get a big buildup of barnacles or whatever. We use Seahawk paint, and it's held up well up until the last 2-3 months, I'd say, you know. But in the last 3 years, the last time we pulled the boat out of the water, there's those fuel tanks. Some of them, there's 12 5-gallon fuel tanks. But yeah, it was at least 3 years ago and about 20,000 nautical miles ago. So that's a lot of miles on the bottom. I'll take you up and just show you the solar panels. I might have done that.
I get the door for you.
Oh, there we go. I might have done that. I don't know if I did or not. Anyway, there we go. That's the top of the hard top, and these are the drains right here for the draining, capturing rainwater. And it works so awesome, especially when you're in brackish water like we are now, and you don't really want to run the water maker if you don't absolutely need to. So okay, yeah, Radar Arch. That'd be a great place for more solar, I think. That'd be a wonderful place to probably, if I was going to upgrade this thing, I would add more solar there, and I would probably trade out the lead acid batteries, which are only a year old, but I would probably trade those out for some lithiums. In 2017, when we refitted the boat, lithium just wasn't there yet, but it's getting there. It's definitely getting there. Hard top, that's all 1.5-inch pipe, and it's held up really well when you think about the weather we've gone through. We've been through some multiple hurricanes and multiple tropical depressions out in huge seas. So this tough little boat, she'll take you to where you want to go. Bye.
It is sunset officially.